So let's try to imagine this. Let's try imagining you want to hack people's house, break into people's house. Okay, so let's imagine this. Our goal is to hack entire community houses. We need to break in their houses and then steal their goods or harm them in the process. Yeah, I'm not teaching you to be a terrorist or somebody who's a bad person. Just want you to imagine that. Imagine that this is what your goal is. Go into your person's house and then do this stuff. Okay? I want you to imagine that this is just imagination, right? So you have a project of doing this. Means that, okay? So the key project of delivering the project will be uh, breaking their house. Okay? So breaking their house with fence means that they have multiple fence. It's not. Don't let's think about steal their goods or whatever. Just think of breaking those fence. The fence, the doors. Breaking into it. Okay. So we need to step back first and revise the process and procedure that we have to be able to break into their house. Okay. In order to do that first, what we're gonna do is that to make sure that you cannot go straight away break into a person's house, right? If you do that, you'll be caught. People caught you, and whatever your experiments you're doing, try to break into a person's house, you'll be a failure. So in order to be successful to do that, you need to try with something that will not fight back. So you will pick the smallest animal that's available in large quantity. So you break in a rat house or mice house, the initial part of it. You try to break into those houses and see whether your device methods are able to successfully break into their house. Okay, so you try this method, try to tinkle this method, tinkle that method, and then you see, oh, okay, this method works on rat and mice. Okay, then you go upgrade that steps, right? You go in a bigger, larger animal where you try it on dogs or monkeys, something related to human, right? So something a bit related to human, and break into their houses and see whether the same method you apply with the rats able to work with the dogs or not. So you do that. You use that as a method of breaking into their houses and test it out as well. And then once that is successful, then only you go ahead hack into a person who volunteered themselves their house and say, okay, hey, you can come in and hack my house and see whether you're successful or not. So you go hack basic houses and try to break into your house and see whether it's successfully you're able to break or not. Okay, but the whole intention is just not one or two houses you want to attempt to break in. You want to break in a lot of houses, almost all, if it's possible. So you want to do that. But then the problem is that one of the key problems you have to aware is this thief, this locksmith, is not God. Okay, they're doing something that is extremely impossible. But then they have this task, this AR task that they need to do. And the challenges they've had to face is that not all lock to their houses are the same. They are using different locks, different brand, different security measurement. They have CCTV, they have a digital lock, they have all kind of surveillance, they have multiple fences. So you can't pretty much penetrate into their house. It's very hard. So this is something that they were dealing with. But on top of that, even though they were successfully breaking into one of the house, what they observed in the past history, wise, is that if the one of the houses breaks successfully in, what happened is that people around the neighborhood able to notice that, and they fenced the security, they improved the security of their homes. You see, that's something that they learn over the time, because once a house is break in, the news spread and people notice and immediately take action to mitigate the house breaking. So that's something that they observe based on history. So it's a challenge. They're not God. I mean, specifically, we have to understand that this thief is not God. They are not God at all. So they are trying to do something that only God able to do. But then they got this assignment things getting pretty dire for this group. Okay, this group that trying to hack into these homes, their life is not as rosy as it is because they got tasks, they got funding. People are paying them to do this job. You see, they've been paid by corporates to do this job, to break into people's house. Okay, they are doing it under pressure. Okay, they are doing under pressure. You have to aware this. Your family been fed. Without this funding, they will lose whatever they have, whatever they've been enjoying their life will be gone. It's not one or two people. It's like entire group of hackers. I mean, entire group of people who are working on this project will lose it. So they are working in tremendous pressure. So with that thought process, they need to come up with a solution. On top of that, there was a time in history there was a yellow guy stepping in and then cut off the funding. You see, there's a guy. So things are getting very desperate. It means that they need urgent solution. They need to fix it as fast as possible. They need to fix it. They need to get it a solution. So how would they do that? Okay. The problem is, like I say, they're not God. Okay, they try to hack into one house. They're able to successfully hack, but the problem is that the same hack doesn't work on another person. So how to do that? How to fix this problem? The one way that, if you really think outside the way, if you sit in a lab and try to tingle with these keys, what kind of keys will work? One key that works at all, it won't work. It won't work at all. So the solution, what they throw out, the solution is to have a key, have a lock installed on all the houses. Okay, have a lock installed in all the houses that uses only one key. So it means that it's more like, have all the houses, the house will have a door or a lock that is only apply for one key, that when you go into the house, you use that one specific special key, you can get into the house. So this is the part get interesting, right? So if I'm want to buy that lock, let's say if I want to buy that lock, okay, if I knew that one lock able to just, if I open the door, anybody with one key able to just infiltrate into all the houses, right? You just hack into all the houses. I wouldn't buy that key. I need to be smart. The intent of me of buying a key, a special unique key, is by knowing that the same lock only cannot be opened by my neighbor's lock, right? I wouldn't want that. But here's the problem is that where this thief has the brilliant idea of coming up, say that, hey, they need to, if they have all the houses have the same lock, it will be easier for them to resolve this problem. You see, it will be easier because it's very hard, because it's difficult to get into a person's house with a very such combination key. They can't do that. So but then the catch here is that how are they going to convince people to install this generic lock? It's very simple. They found a new method, which is actually fear. They tell a story that, hey, broadcast message, use social media, use all the media available for them to broadcast and tell people that, hey, if you don't secure your house, people are going to break in. There's this group of people that are able to break into your house, get into your house, steal your property, steal your belongings, and then even hurt you in the process, even kill you in the process, you see. So they really broadcast this kind of message, fear, people build fear, so that even the lock that you have today will not able to protect you. Say even the lock that you have at your home, that you feel secure for all this time, all throughout your life, this lock that able to secure you will not help you. Okay, so they really publish this. I mean, they broadcast this, constantly broadcast it, constantly promote this, and then people finally cave in with fear, They bought this lock and the lock install it in their house, and they only offer only 3 version of lock. Okay, they're smart. They offer only 3 version of. Finally, this 3 version of lock became only 1 version of lock. So people still, once their mind is fixated, they just bought the lock and then install it. So what this lock is actually end up as a Trojan for the thief to be able to get into a person's house and do the things that they're not able to do all this time. So which means that majority houses today is open for exploit. Means that for now they're able, in order to get into access and do something to anybody's house, it will be straightforward. They don't have to it because they have the Trojan already pre-installed into it. So they're able to control which house to hack, which house not to hack. They able to predetermine that. So for me, this is just my thought process. Let's see how things play out, and we will see that if that's the case.